Okay, good evening, everyone. It is 6:30 p.m., so we'll call to order the Cultural Arts Commission meeting for South San Francisco on Thursday, November 18th, 2021. Catherine, can we have a roll call, please?
Sure thing. Chair DiNatale. Ready? And then actually, Angela, can you confirm both Vice Chair Campagna and Commissioner Bond are going to be absent tonight, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Commissioner Hobson-Cord.
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Goldenwick.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Cancino.
Present. Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Bowen.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Foley. I see you there. Commissioner Maharaj.
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Ramos.
Here.
Thank you. And Commissioner Mardahay.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Catherine. And has everyone had a chance to see the agenda? And are there any changes proposed? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to the approval of minutes of October 21st, 2021. Does anyone object to the minutes or have corrections to make? Okay, hearing none, we will move on to citizen participation. If there are any citizens on who would like to make a comment, feel free at this time, or Angela, if you've received any prior to our meeting.
None on my end or see anything from you. Okay.
No, nothing on this end either.
Daniel, welcome, and feel free to join. And if you have comment later, just let us know. And we'll move on to unfinished business and turn it to Angela for the San Mateo County Arts Grant update.
Yeah, I put this item back on the agenda in the hopes that maybe we might hear from the county if we had received the grant, but I actually don't have anything to report tonight. They did say that they would be announcing any grants in December, but so this was really just a placeholder just in case. I'll let you all know as soon as I know.
Great, thank you, Angela. And we'll move on to new business. So we have tonight the election of officers. It's time for me to step down and someone else to take the reins. So with that, we will accept nominations for the new chairperson and open the floor for those nominations. And if we don't have any nominations outright,
I think I
will...
see Commissioner Foley trying to say something, but you are muted. Okay.
While he's working, oh,
There
here we go.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, so Ryan's not here tonight, is that it?
He is not, but in his absence or anyone else's absence, we can still make a nomination, and we will learn if they've accepted by proxy in their absence or not once that nomination is made.
Okay, well, I'm gonna nominate Millie then.
Oh. Okay.
Thank you, Peter. Commissioner Foley.
And I would like to also nominate Ryan out of respect, just for the process of vice chair typically having that opportunity. So I would like to make the nomination for Commissioner Campagna.
Second.
I would like to second Ryan as well.
I'm so sorry. I guess I was, and Millie, we could take your nomination as well if we get a second for that. Is that correct?
I think Peter seconded that.
I think he made the
Well, I
first.
don't know.
motion.
I nominated. Can I second too? I don't know.
I think it will require a second from another commissioner.
Yes, that's what I thought.
And I'm sorry, I should have offered that. I jumped in inappropriately there.
I second Millie.
Thank you, Paula Claudine.
Sure.
Are there any other nominations?
I second Millie too.
Okay, so with Millie nominated as well as Ryan, we'll go through a roll call of votes. And will you be doing the roll call, Catherine, or?
I sure can.
Awesome, thank you so much.
I have a question. So some of the people aren't here. So is their vote going to count at all at some point, or is this just it now?
I don't believe their votes count, but actually before we move on, Angela, can you let us know if Ryan had expressed interest and accepted the nomination by proxy prior to tonight's meeting?
Yes, Ryan said he would accept a nomination for chair.
Okay, and Millie, do you accept the nomination for chair as well?
I accept. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
Interesting.
Okay,
Okay.
then we'll move on to the roll call if there are no other questions.
Okay, perfect. So for the role of chair for Ryan Campagna, Chair DiNatale,
I vote yes.
Commissioner Hobson Cord,
Am I voting for Ryan? Is that the question?
oh yes, so for the first, the chair position.
Yes.
Wait,
I'm so sorry, you
Kathleen,
guys.
can
Just
we-
to clarify,
Karen, is there a different process?
no,
This
you're
is my
just
first
as we
time,
call
so-
each name, as we call each commissioner, if you could just express whether you're going to vote for Millie or for Ryan,
Yeah.
and we'll track it that way. Okay?
Sounds good. Take two. Chair DiNatale.
Ryan Campagna.
Alrighty. Commissioner Hobson Cord.
Ryan.
Alrighty. Commissioner Boldenwick.
Ryan,
Alrighty. Commissioner Cancino.
Ryan.
Commissioner Bowen.
Ryan.
Alrighty. Commissioner Foley.
Millie.
And then Commissioner Maharaj.
Ryan.
Commissioner Ramos.
Millie.
And then Commissioner Marday.
Ryan as well. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, with those being the votes, our new chairperson is Ryan Campagna. So he will assume the role of chair after tonight's meeting, and I will move forward in his place to hold the roll call or hold the nominations open for vice chairperson. And so we will open the floor and accept nominations for vice chairperson.
I nominate Millie.
second.
Okay, and we have a second of that nomination. So
Yeah.
do we have any additional nominations?
Can we nominate you, Michael, for the vice chair?
You could if you wish.
Yeah, I would like to nominate you.
Do we have any seconds? We don't need it.
I'll second that nomination.
Okay, thank you, Zubin.
Mhm.
And any additional nominations? Okay, hearing none, I'd like to ask Millie if you accept the nomination.
I'll accept. Thank you.
And I will decline the nomination if I can, just to give more opportunity and have another voice on the commission. So I appreciate the nomination. Also appreciate this opportunity the last year. It's been a tremendous honor and pleasure to chair this commission. But yeah, I would like to, I'd like to support Millie's nomination as well. So I imagine we don't need to go through a roll call vote if there are no other nominations.
I think we should go through a roll call vote.
Okay, thank you, Sharon.
Okay, so Chair Genitali,
I vote for Millie.
thank you. Chair Hobson Cord, or pardon, Commissioner Hobson Cord.
Millie.
Alrighty. Commissioner Bolandwick,
Millie,
Commissioner Cancino,
Millie.
Commissioner Bowen,
Millie,
Commissioner Foley,
Millie,
Commissioner Maharaj,
Absolutely for Millie.
Commissioner Ramos.
Millie,
All right, and Commissioner Marhai. Oh, I guess no, not voting.
I
on
can't
it.
really vote for myself, right? But I'm so
Alrighty. Yeah.
grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you could certainly vote for yourself, as you should.
Yes.
in this sense. So congratulations, Millie, assuming the role of vice chair.
Thank you so
So-
much. I don't know what to say. I'm really, thank you.
So at this time, Millie, you have the option. I can hand the meeting over to you and you can continue as the vice chair because Ryan is absent. Understanding though that you may not be prepared to, if you'd like, I can continue, but I do want, I mean, you're more than welcome to continue
No,
if you're prepared.
Please continue. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So, okay.
Actually, Michael, I just wanted to thank you on behalf of staff for the past year. It's been a wild ride, especially through COVID. So I just want to thank you for your remarkable leadership on the commission during like an extra special time in history. So thank you very much. And just so everybody knows, all of our outgoing chairs do get a brick in the plaza at Orange Memorial Park, right? Sharon, how would you describe that area so people know where it goes?
I guess you could sort of call it the little plaza, the timeline plaza in front of the Boys and Girls Club there on Orange at Centennial Way. We really call it sort of the little Centennial Plaza. And there's like honorary bricks installed there. So we have a row of commissioners and outgoing commissioners. We do a brick for you.
Wow. Thank you so much.
We used to do those little gavelly things, and then we asked the commissioners at that time, and they said we would rather have the brick. So that's a park and rec tradition. Other commissions do gavelly things, but we do the bricks.
As I said, it's an absolute honor even to be on this commission, let alone have the opportunity to chair. And just the gift of a brick is phenomenal. Like, as a lifetime resident growing up here, it means a lot. So thank you. Wow. Okay. So we're going to move on to the topic of 2022 goals and subcommittees. Since we had recently gone through the restructure of our subcommittees and just voted on those within the past year, and not even a year has gone by, we don't want to go through the survey process this time, that formal process that URSA usually sends out at this time of year. Instead, I wanted to remind you that we as commissioners can, at any time we want to join or resign from a subcommittee, we can do so just by expressing interest to city staff. We could do so at the time of the subcommittee updates. We could also do so at the time of items from commission. So with that said, I do want to just open the floor in case anyone wants to express interest publicly. And also remind everyone that the ones that are already at capacity and quorum are the strategic vision, urban art, and the next year's third gallery exhibition in July. That's not to say that people can't express interest, because we do hold the alternate spots in that. And if you have interest and it's at a quorum, someone may be wishing to resign, or it might lead to that. So I don't want to prevent anyone from expressing their interest, and I want to open the floor if anyone
Turn
has
that light on.
changes to make. And hearing none, we can definitely move forward. But again, at any time, feel comfortable, feel free to speak up. And that's always a living opportunity. So we'll move on to the subcommittee updates. I will start with the strategic vision subcommittee update. We received 3 completed and qualified proposals from the RFP for a public art plan consultant. The review and selection committee has received the proposals. We'll be reviewing them between now and November 29th, when the first committee meeting takes place. And then additional meetings and interviews will take place, or will follow after that. So we'll continue just to provide you an update on how that selection process goes when we return in January. There's not much else at this time that's known. And so with this, also the subcommittee has decided to take the survey that we had running for more than a year now. We decided to take that offline. The reason for doing that is so that when the process for a public art plan starts and there is that community engagement piece, that it's seen by the community as fresh, so that they do participate actively and that we're not getting stale data. The data that we do have will be used by to help orient that consultant and bring them on board with where we were the last couple of years. And hopefully we'll get a fresh take and perspective with this new plan process moving forward. So that's the update for the strategic vision. Are there any questions? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to sculpture. Lynn, do you have an update on sculpture for us?
No, I unfortunately don't. Sharon, is our money still frozen?
I'm sorry, Commissioner Boldenwick, which funds are you referring to?
Well, we weren't able to spend any money that we didn't raise. So is any of that, besides the $50,000, we had some money left over, is any of that available to us?
It is available to you. Right? I mean, Angela, there was a time during COVID when all purchases over $500 were having to be approved by the city manager. That may be what you're referring to, but that has ended. So I'm just looking to Angela for confirmation in case there's something I'm not aware of.
No, that's ended. The commission did get, I don't remember the exact number, 60-something thousand in the budget this year, but that was for specific things like the Caltrain mural, refresh and repair, and graffiti abatement murals. But aside from that money from the city's general fund, the commission has about $29,000 in its own donations account, which is what we spend for the Jack Drago scholarships.
Okay. And another question, will our January meeting be in person or virtual? Do you know?
We don't know. We had originally been directed that the virtual meetings would go through the end of the year, and then the city was going to reevaluate. And so many commissions are asking that same question, and I'm hoping the city clerk will give us some direction on what's going to happen in January. We will definitely let you know. But
Okay.
I do know it'll be consistent. I don't think like some are gonna go virtual and some are gonna be in person. It's gonna kind of be a decision will be made when we go back to it in person, and that all commissions will do the same.
Okay, thank you. Those two questions relate to a meeting of the committee, and I would like to, that committee hasn't met in 2 years, I guess. So I would like to be sure that we start meeting again and possibly before the next meeting or right after. So as soon as we find out for sure, we can arrange that.
If this is in reference to subcommittees can choose to meet
Right.
in whatever way works for the members. So I can help you arrange a Zoom meeting if you want. I can help you like have a meeting at the MSB, if you wanted like the atrium, but as we did in the old days, when
Okay.
people just met in
Well,
the atrium, that's an option.
we'll talk about it in January. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, thank you. Let me get back to the agenda. Okay. The Urban Art Subcommittee update, in Risha's absence, I'll provide update on that. The Prometheus mural is still in process. So the scheduling and logistics to restore it at the Caltrain station, currently and actively being coordinated by Presida Eyes, the group of artists who city staff is working with. So city staff, Presida Eyes and Caltrain are working on it, and it's projected for completion in December. So that's moving forward.
Wow.
We also, as a subcommittee, are in the process of evaluating the mural opportunities that were presented to us earlier this year by city staff. So we're still reviewing the it's always hard for me to say, Dubuque Crossing and Airport Union Pacific Bridge. So in addition, Ursi and Risha are going to start the work on the RFQ process to find artists for murals. And then in addition, we're looking to see if additional high impact locations with similar need along El Camino Real may be feasible, and if those would be able to be added to the scope within that same budget that we were provided. So there's work being done on that in the back end. More to come, hopefully, trying to maximize our budget and our opportunities throughout the city. Also, this subcommittee has a lot on its plate. So there is a potential opportunity with the Economic Community Development Team for a trash can beautification program. So the city may be getting new trash bins along or in the downtown area. Sorry, Angela, you want to jump in?
Yeah, we already have the new trash bins in place. They're called big belly trash bins. So they're big. If you see them around City Hall on Grand and some off Grand. So that's just my one correction there.
Thank you. And so with that, they have an area for inserts on them, similar to other, typically advertising, announcements, branding, that kind of opportunity. We're looking to see if we can put art and kind of do a retrospective of art that has been featured in our shows throughout the year. So the Urban Art Subcommittee will be pursuing that and curating that retrospective, and then exploring ideas and possibilities of how often that can be changed, what future exhibition could look like in that space. And yeah, so those are the only details I believe we know at this time, but it's an ongoing conversation that we're having.
I just wanted to offer one little thing. San Francisco is doing that on their big trash receptacles. They're putting public art, children's art. I was at Moscone recently, and just across the street from Moscone is an example of that. And it's really cool. But what they did is, in this case, instead of like just using one large a piece of art, they divided it into a grid, and it was a repetitive pattern of this, the image was repeated. And so that was striking as well. So I'm sure that the Creative Commission, if that moves forward, will come up with some great ideas for how to do that.
Great. Thank you, Angela. I mean, thank you, Sharon. Any other comments or questions on urban art? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to youth art programs. Is there anyone from that subcommittee who has an update?
Yes, that would be,
Awesome.
that includes fundraising. So I'm getting used to the new name. Yes, we do have an update. I have an update on the summer fundraising barbecue. Staff is looking ahead to next year and looking towards the in-person summer event that was historically and traditionally held prior to the pandemic. So they have tentatively booked out the I believe it's the usual facility, which is the Fernakis building, for August 21st and August 28th, which are both Sundays. They've asked the subcommittee to recommend a date. We've discussed, and I think for right now, it's difficult to tell this far in advance, but I think August 28th is the date that we'd like to recommend to the commission. And I believe an action is required to adopt that date. Should I initiate the motion, or is someone else supposed to?
I move that we accept that date for the fundraiser next fall. And it was the August 28th.
Yes, that's right. Thank you, Lynn.
Okay.
And I guess I'll second it.
Okay. Sounds like we have a date, or do we vote it into?
It would be good. We can do a quick roll call vote.
Catherine, can we get the roll call, please?
Okay, sorry, my mute button was getting stuck. Alrighty, so for August the 28th, Chair Dennis Hawley.
I vote yes.
Okay. Commissioner Boldenwick,
Yes.
Commissioner Hobson Court. Okay. Commissioner Cancino.
Sorry, yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Commissioner Cancino.
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Bowen.
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Foley.
Yes.
Commissioner Maharaj.
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Ramos
Yes.
and Commissioner Martahay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. And yep, and that's all that I have.
Great, thanks, Sarah. The photography exhibit. Paula Claudine, you want to give us an update there?
Sure. I have a few things. So we're aiming for an in-person photography show. It's going to take place, as we know, Friday and Saturday, February 11th and the 12th. And the theme is momentum, moving forward. We plan on, it's going to be a juried event with cash awards. I believe we'll be using the same juror as the last, I forgot his name, but we'll be using the same person. And an online exhibit of selected entries will follow the show. Submissions will be online entries. And we should expect to have a call for entries sometime in mid-December. And then commissioners can submit entries as well. So this is not just for the public. We can also submit We can't receive any prizes. We won't be judged, but it gives us an opportunity to participate and, showcase our talent as well. And then we will definitely need assistance from the commission for this particular event. So a docent list will be sent out. Normally, we have our meetings in person and the list is passed around the table, but it's going to be sent online, and then we'll have a chance to choose. Can you guys still hear me?
Mhm.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
all right. I thought I got lost. Okay, so the slots are a 2-hour time slot, and it's usually mid-afternoon, early evening. Some of the tasks are collecting art on Wednesday evening, which would be February 9th, hanging art on Thursday, starting mid-afternoon, February 10th. The art showing on Friday evening, the 11th, and then the show and artist pickup, which would be Saturday, February the 12th. So there's the online docent list and the different time slots. And I think that's about all I have right now. So we're hoping that, things stay stable and we can actually have an in-person event, because it's been a while. But that's about all I have right now. So the theme is momentum moving forward, but we're opening it up to other entries. It doesn't have to be that particular theme, but we're judging the entries that we're judging are the ones that fulfill that theme. But that's about it. I don't know, Ursi, do you have anything else on this one?
Yeah, just to let the commission know that the judge that Paula Claudine was referring to, his name is Scott Bushman. I have not spoken to him yet, so I will be reaching out to him to see if he is available to judge this event. Hopefully, yes. So we'll see. That is yet to be determined. And then as far as the signups for docenting, it's not necessary that you have decisions at this point in time. Catherine very kindly sent out a beta Google poll. So we'll be resending that out, and you can make your decision over the course of the next month or two, but probably would like to have more or less whatever you're able to do in terms of docenting, roughly around the January meeting. And then to let you know, some just based on history prior to the COVID issue, installation of the works, even though there's slots for 2 people, if there are, sometimes others have come in, more than 2 have come in to assist with that. Lynn has taken a big role in installing art, so she can speak to you a little bit about what's required with that. But overall, in general, I just want to encourage the commission to participate. Not only do we need your help, staff can't handle it all, but it's a lot of fun. Michael
really
has
is.
always been involved, and it's a great chance to meet our local artists, and they want to meet you. I don't know what to expect from this first show coming out of COVID. I know that people are still a little leery about gathering, but we will see. This is going to be a big learning experience for all of us. So, and that's all. Thank you. Thank you, Paula Claudine.
Yeah, sure.
And I will echo what Ursi said. They're fantastic. They're a great opportunity just to meet the community. They're a great opportunity to continue that these shows happen. I mean, frankly, if we don't have commissioner support and aren't able to fill that schedule, we really can't continue having these in-person gallery shows, and they are really valuable to the community. So I encourage everyone, when possible with your schedule, whenever that time comes, if you can participate with that doodle survey. So thank you in advance, and Were there any other questions or comments for Paula, Claudine, or Ursi regarding this show?
Are you gonna, is there gonna be a fee to enter, or is this freebie?
$5 fee for up to three entries.
And I'm still, for the commission, the call for entries is a hybrid of what we did in person and what we're going to do virtually. So it's a little bit of a recreating the monster, so to speak. But we are going to highly encourage participants to send in digital or submit digital entries a couple weeks prior to the show date. But for those that the possible inevitable person that comes in the date that we hang, we're gonna add a little increase to the fee because it would be a late entries. We would still accommodate a late entry coming in during the time we collect the art, but it won't be the $5. It would be the $10 fee. So we're kind of trying to steer our participants toward online entry. It's what museums and fairs do. So it's really helpful in terms of preparation. And so hopefully our brave new post-COVID world will allow us to do it, and our participants would be okay with it.
Great. And I did see a couple hands go up. So at this time, I see your hand, Crystal, but I want to check in and see. Daniel, did I see your hand up at some point during this? Maybe not. Okay, if I missed you, feel free to put a comment in the chat and I'll come back to you, or raise your hand and we'll go.
I received a comment from him. He said no.
Oh, great. Thank you. And then Crystal, we'll go to you.
Yeah, I was just wondering, is there a limit to how many pieces to submit?
That's a good question. It's 3, and you can submit 3 for the $5. But I don't know, Ursi, is there a limit?
We've set the limit at 3 entries, and for this, as our in-person art shows used to occur, we also allow set or series depending on the availability of a space. So if a person wanted to enter a set of 2, that would count as 1 entry.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay, any other questions? Okay. We'll move on to the Performing Arts Subcommittee, which I believe, Paula, Claudine, that's also.
Yes. So had a pretty good meeting this week with Zubin, Ursi, and Angela, and last week, and we pulled together this, we believe we pulled this together. So what we're gonna do is my husband and I are going to do a 30-minute show, live performance. And we're really excited about it. I'm excited to have the opportunity to kick this exciting event off. So we are going to do a 30-minute show, and we're going to do snippets of various songs, some originals and some covers. He's going to play either bass or guitar, and we're both, or one of us is going to, I'm going to sing, he's going to sing too. And we're going to talk about the music that we're presenting and give some background information on how we got started with music, and a lot about the songs. And so that's kind of, what we're going to do. And I don't know, Zubin, if you have anything you want to add.
Yeah, so we're working on the script. I'll be moderating the event as well. So I'll be asking questions to Paula, Claudine, and Angel as well, her husband. So we're working on that right now. Crystal's been involved as well. She's going to be both Paula Claudine, Crystal and I will meet over the next several weeks leading up to the event. And we're aiming for this to be part of the February art show as an add-on event to that as well. Really kind of in our meetings we had yesterday and last week was really getting any, liability waivers, anything that we needed to be concerned about from the city's end. And so Angela and Ursi are looking into that right now, but we've been like really over communicating with each other in general, and making sure that everything, all the moving parts are moving together on the same page. I think the symbolism behind some of this, where Paula Claudine and her husband performing, with the moderation part as well of the Q&A session, is you'll see obviously a lot of diversity just in that first performance. It's not, and it's also because we want to kind of capture, this is a trial event. If it goes well, obviously there's going to be a lot of work. We can only go up from here. So there's going to be a lot of things we're going to learn from this. But hopefully this opens it up for other people of any performance medium, slam poetry, artwork, anything of that sort. However, again, we'll work it out as we go in terms of the details and finalize things, but we want to kind of keep it very open, but also just showing, make it kind of an intimate venue, talk about the background of where people are getting their inspiration for their songs. It's kind of neat because they're gonna include some covers, so there'll be familiarity as well, and then some of their own original material. So again, we're trying to knock out all these varying aspects in all of this, but having two people that obviously know each other very well, being able to converse back and forth in humanness. So anyway, we're trying to capture a bunch of that, and we think it should be pretty, I would say easygoing, but it should work out pretty well in that sense.
Yeah. And we're looking to tie it into the photography exhibit in February.
Photography, sorry. The other thing I want to touch on was we also like, because it's been mentioned here in the commission, because we want it, the idea here is it's to somewhat highlight what the commission is doing, but it's to open it up for the citizenry of South San Francisco, right? So that's where we're trying to encompass all these different aspects. And also everyone mentioned here in the commission, they liked the moderation part that happened in the art show 2 months ago. So actually Angela had brought up that idea in terms of having a moderator. Also, Paula Claudine had done an event last month in Daly City where she talked about her artwork. She shared that link. And so Crystal and I watched that. And again, just the fact of someone objective who doesn't know her, asking her questions and learning more about her, it's almost like that person is the audience outside learning more about her. So again, I'm not looking, I'm probably be more philosophical than need be here, but again, it's trying to encompass all these different things in that. And so we were all able to come to agreement on it and think we can execute on it pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add, I do appreciate how much work Zubin and Paula Claudine and Crystal have been putting into this. And so, from the staff perspective, it's all about the logistics, and we've kind of sent some of the preliminary template ideas that Zubin sent over to our city attorney, just so we can make sure we're on board with, whatever we might need to cover our bases as far as performing artists and like who participates and that kind of thing. So we're still waiting for some of that feedback, but I think we're off to a good start.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I know that Zubin and Crystal and myself, because there's just so many, like you said, Zubin, it can only go higher and better, from here. There's so many different, it's so broad, so many different opportunities for so many different types of artists to participate. Right. And it's a good platform for the community to, recognize how many artists there are in our city. Yeah. And have an opportunity to learn about the different types of art that there is out there. So I think this is going to be really good.
Absolutely. And I think also just in the last commission meeting, there was some enthusiasm from some of the other committees here of how maybe this can be tagged on to anything that they might have going on. Not sure how, again, we're talking abstractly here, but just the fact that we can interact with each other on some level, whatever that case is, that sounded pretty exciting as well. So again, that's the other reason we tried to encompass this and try to share the commission's vision and participation in this as well.
Yeah. And I think it'll be great when we have the opportunity to actually do this, in person, where we can have artist participation, but, in person.
Absolutely.
It'd be pretty amazing.
That's great. Thank you, guys. I'm tremendously proud of you guys working to make this happen. So we're excited to see it and participate as well. So
Awesome.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments for the subcommittee? Okay, we will move on to community engagement. Millie.
I'd like to thank Ursi and Angela for meeting with me a couple of days ago. It was a pleasure to meet you guys in person. And we talked about what the subcommittee could be doing, and I'm going to meet up with our subcommittee members in December in lieu of the meeting that we will have to discuss how useful it can be in terms of the art show, meeting with the artist and the community residents over there. But that's about it for now, but that's all I have for now.
Great, thanks, Millie. And I know in the past I've offered my support as an honorary member of that subcommittee, knowing that it wasn't at quorum. I'll officially add myself to that subcommittee now, considering that I'll have more bandwidth stepping down from chair this time. So
thank you, Michael.
Yeah, thank you. I'm looking forward to joining you guys. Are there any items from the commission?
Yes, I would like to thank you, Michael, for being such a great chairman for the last year. You really did an incredible job, and I think we all really appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, I second that.
Here.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did a great job, Michael.
Thanks, Michael.
It's been a pleasure. So hopefully someday, after a few cycles, I'll be back. But I'm looking forward to letting someone else take the reins and drive the ship. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
We'll move on to items from staff.
Alrighty, so coming up to the end of the year, we have 2 more events on the calendar from Parks and Recreation, one of which is happening on Saturday, December the 4th. That's our Wreath Workshop, which Sharon works on every year. I hear some great things from the pre-meeting banter about ribbons to come. So that's happening on, again, Saturday, December the 4th. And there are actually 2 different sessions, a morning and afternoon session, and then also a pickup time if you'd like to pick up a kit and construct it at home with your family. So registration is required. You would be able to register at no cost since you're all commissioners. So if you're interested, just feel free to email me and I'll get you set up. We are coming close to our cap of participants. So if you're interested, definitely shoot me an email and I'd love to register you for that event. The very next day on Sunday, December the 5th, Santa Comes to Town is happening at City Hall. I'm helping to plan that and it's going to be big. It's going to be exciting. So stop on by with your family for photos with Santa. And that's what we have for the end of the year. Sharon or Angela, if you have anything else for staff items.
I have just one more thing. So I think all of you should have received it via our constant contact electronic newsletter that we send out. But one of the master plans that we are working on is a childcare master plan. And we recently sent out a survey to all parents of children ages 12 and under who live in South San Francisco or work in South San Francisco and have kids who attend the South San Francisco Unified School District. So, oops, sorry about that. We're really looking for feedback from any of those parents. And if you, whether it applies to you directly or not, appreciate your help getting the word out for that. So it's just one of several community feedback and outreach efforts we have going on now. I think that's it from me, or or Sharon, anything from you guys?
I'll let Ursi go next. I have a couple of events to mention, but Ursi, you go ahead.
I just have a quickie. It's not reflected in your packet, on the subcommittee list, but I just wanted to let you all know that the youth art show has been scheduled for the end of April. I believe it's the 28th, 29th, 30, Friday, Saturday, whatever that is, Friday, which I believe is 29:30. That's it. That's all I have. And happy Thanksgiving. That's it.
Thanks, Ursi. The date that I was going to mention is the city council reorganization, and invitations are going out. I believe all the commissioners will be getting an invitation in the mail, but it is on December 7th, which is Tuesday, December 7th, and it's at 6 o'clock in the evening. They spell it out on the invitation. That stumped me for a minute there. I was like, wait, what? So that event, it's in person and virtual as well. And honestly, I think there's going to be quite a crowd there. So I think virtual is also a good option if you just want to zoom in and watch that. So that was it for me.
Thank you, Sharon. And I will just tag on to that is a great opportunity for us to connect with our civic leaders, our council, and really talk about what we're doing, talk about what we see, what we want. And without that, without partnership with the city and with our civic leaders, none of this is possible. So yeah, thank you. And Ursi, do you want to speak about correspondence? Any notes?
Well, the only thing in the correspondence package on a personal note is in the middle of it, there are two performers that I saw recently at Cole. I didn't see them at Cole Mansion. I saw them at the San Mateo Public Library. They had a PBS documentary series done that was released in celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month in October. The PBS documentary was called Los Hermanos, which translates to the brothers. In any case, these two brothers who are of Cuban origin, but were trained, one in the Soviet Union and the other in the US. They were separated as youths. They perform nationwide. They've performed at Lincoln Center. Cole Mansion recently had a performance that was sold out. And so in order to enable more people to see it, they are offering you to view it online. These two brothers and their band, the Harlem Quintet, will be also at Zellerbach in January. It's chamber music, but they're really great. And their story is really cool. Separated when they were youth, one trained at Russia, the other trained in the US, became concert musicians, not able to work with each other until their adulthood. Never were able to work until their adulthood. So it's kind of interesting. Thought you might be interested. That opportunity to see them is still available to you. That's it. That's all I have.
Thank you, Ursi. And so with adjourning the meeting, I would just like to, again, thank you all for the opportunity to chair the commission for this past year. And also just wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, and remind you that we will not have the December meeting. That doesn't prevent us from meeting as subcommittees in person or virtually between now and our January meeting. So the next meeting is January 20th, 2022. So I will see you there as a commissioner and look forward to Chair Campagna and Vice Chair Martahay leading that meeting. So thank you very much.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
everybody.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Holidays, everyone.
Holidays.
Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you,
guys.
Michael, and
Good
everybody.
holiday.
Same to you.
Happy New Year.
Yay.